Hey girl, hey, welcome to my channel. If you are new, hi baby, my name is Fancy. If you are returning, welcome back and thank you so much for the love and support. Now today, we're going to be having another girl chat. We are going to be discussing class and how class is very important to have when you are trying to finesse the wealthy, date the affluent, and marry up on this hypergamous journey that a lot of you girls are on. So if you haven't already, please go ahead and like this video. We are trying to get this message out there to all the other women, because the more women who level up, the more men out there who already know what the deal is. Okay, so with that being said, check to see if you are subscribed to the channel. If you are not already, baby, what are you doing? What is going on? Okay, please do subscribe to the channel. We would love to have you. If you want to sit pretty, get paid, and live a privileged lifestyle through Christ, come on. What are we waiting for? Before I get into this girl chat, I did want to let you ladies know that we have officially started Monday Bible study glam chats over on our Patreon on Mondays at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you are interested, if you have questions, if you are curious, our doors are open. Please do join our tier. It is the tier of the Daughters of the Most High, and we would love to have you and assist you on your spiritual journey. If you are looking to finesse, if you're looking to secure a bag, if you're looking to get additional income, if you're looking for someone to purchase you a car, if you're looking for somebody to pay your bills, baby, what are you doing? Join our Patreon, and we would love to have you. Our girls are waiting. We go live every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we go live on Wednesday to accommodate our girls over there in the UK, our girls overseas, our international hotties. We go live on Wednesday at 12:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And sis, we're waiting for you. We are waiting for you. Okay, so yes ma'am, and if you are still feeling as if you want to work more one-on-one with me, I would love to speak with you. I would love to assist you. I would love to be a part of your journey. So look into my one-on-one coaching packages. Let's get into this girl chat. Many girls don't even know how to define class. Class does not automatically come with wealth. You can win the lottery, you can come up on an inheritance, you can come up on a large lump sum of money and still struggle when it comes to dealing with the rich or dealing with the affluent because you are lacking class. Now, class is the characteristics and traits and social behavior and experiences that wealthy people tend to accumulate because of their lifestyle. Each layer of class is like a layer of wealth. Adding layers of class will add richness to you, therefore increasing your market value. Now there are 14, yes ma'am, 14 different layers of class. We have went in detail over these 14 layers of class in our Patreon, so I'm not going to be repetitive, but I would like to cover 4 different layers of class to assist you girls on your journey. And if you are interested in the other 10, please do join our Patreon. And I definitely went into detail, broke them down, and also offered tips as to how you can incorporate these layers of class on your level up journey. So most people believe that all wealthy people are the same, and that's why I stress to you girls how important it is to know your target. There are so many different types of wealthy people, and because of that, they act different, they do different things, they have different hobbies, and because of that, you have to be aware of the personality traits, the habits, and the tendencies that these people do, so you're able to adopt these traits to attract these types of people and have things in common. Chemistry, especially organic chemistry, is so important for any relationship, whether it is business or romantic. So I want to put you girls on when it comes to socializing and finessing the rich. So let's get into it. Class does come with experiences. Class comes with interactions. Class comes with practice. So the first layer of class is going to be the obvious one. It is money. Because you were born into money, because you have money at your disposal, you're going to naturally be exposed to certain things, such as certain neighborhoods, certain social clubs, certain memberships. You're going to be a part of certain social circles, and because of that, you're going to organically adopt the way the people act as you are being brought up in these lifestyles, from play dates to tea parties, even as a little girl, because your parents are super wealthy and they have wealthy friends, when you're doing something as simple as a tea party that people who are not wealthy would consider casual, these tea parties, you're wearing your grandmother's heirloom pearls, pearl necklaces. You're wearing beautiful hats. You probably even have a custom made dress. You're learning etiquette at a young age. It's a way of life. From play to formal get-togethers with family and friends to the things that you do at school. All of these things are going to incorporate a level of class that you would naturally get if you are brought up in wealth. So the first layer of class does contain money. Again, if you are not born into wealth, if you are already not wealthy, that does not mean that you can't absorb the other 12 layers of wealth. The first two do have to do with money, but if you don't have money, then you can still adopt and learn the other 12 layers of class and still have an advantage in the field when it comes to dealing with these people. Class layer number 2, your lineage. Now, in this layer of class, you don't necessarily have to be wealthy or affluent yourself, but let's say that you have a grandfather or a great grandfather or aunts or a long distance relative that is not only affluent but very powerful. Now, this would automatically have you inherit this layer of class because of your lineage, because of your bloodline, because of who you are. You will have access to certain things. I know some of you girls have heard of that scammer who claimed to be a prince of another country. I'm not for sure because it's happened so many different times with so many different types of people, and he racked a bill up at these high-end department stores all over New York, all over California, by simply dropping the name. Oh, I'm the prince and the heir of so-and-so. And he was able to get access to the nicest restaurants, have reservations to the most lavish places that the waiting list is more than a year. He really got access to so many things. He was able to purchase things without even having a credit card or identification, because their brand could be blacklisted if they would ever offend a royal or someone who is an heir to a prestigious family or a prestigious name. So a lot of times, if you are able to carry yourself in a certain way, other people will, just by the way you act and speak and the confidence that you have, you will get access to things that you would never get without having that way of life, way of presentation. How you speak, how you carry yourself, and how you handle certain things are so important, because you might not have the money or the cash to back up what you're saying, but you have the aesthetic and the look, and that will get you into circles. It will get you around people. It will open up doors that you would have never had access to, because your lack of either lineage, like this layer of class will get you, or the layer of class that we went over already, which is actually coming from money. The third layer of class is education. A lot of you ladies have heard, go to school and look for a doctor, go to school and look for an architect, go to school and look for a future CEO. While you're in college, while you're at a university, not only focus on school, but focus on dating those who are studying these extensive degrees. Definitely consider an Ivy League school. These Ivy League schools, parents around the world from other countries send their children to America and to Ivy League schools to study at these prestigious universities, to not only get a degree, with the name of that university at the top of that diploma, but to be around other wealthy children who come from wealthy bloodlines. And if you aren't necessarily wealthy, but you have the smarts where an Ivy League school will sponsor you, definitely take that up. You can develop friendships, which will be a level of class that you would never be able to develop on your day-to-day just with the few people that you can meet from these households, from these upbringings, from these backgrounds. So an education, and it's never too late to get an education. You can be a returning student at 40, at 50 years old. If you are able to get into a very well-known or prestigious university, definitely consider going that route, because there are many who don't even finish degrees or don't even get diplomas from those schools, but the friendships that they made at these universities changed their life. They befriend a future CEO of a company, and because of that friendship, they simply go into partnership with that friend. Their friend puts them on. A lot of wealthy people like to keep wealth within their friendship circles, within their social circles, and within their lifestyle circles. So if you are not in those circles already, then it's kind of hard to penetrate, but it's not impossible. So getting an education at a prestigious school is a layer of class. The next layer of class is the arts. If you are not able to go back to school, if you did not come from a prestigious lineage, if you don't come from money, then definitely consider getting familiar with the arts. A lot of the ladies in our Patreon have expressed a love for classical music, beautiful pieces of art, very rare brands of wine. If you are able to develop an interest in a specific thing, whether it's the ballet or it's an orchestra or it's going to art galleries, then you are able to take advantage of connecting with people of wealth, of affluence, that also enjoy these types of things. So do your research. You might not necessarily be interested in it, but if it's something that you're able to become good at, then in turn you will be able to adopt their behaviors and characteristics, and you will become someone high in these social circles. Again, I like to reference different scammers and finessers and stuff like that that took these layers of class to a whole nother level, because it's so important to understand that faking it till you make it is a real thing. I came across a documentary of a man who was poor. When I say the poorest of the poor, and I think he came from a third world country. So that's a different level of poverty, unfortunately. But he studied the finest wines, from the way they're made, from the way that they are processed, bottled, corked, stored, and different things like that, that he would be paid to attend certain wine tasting parties that were exclusive to the elites. And because of that, he became very, very wealthy, and people started to invest into his up and coming wine business. And again, they didn't know his background, they didn't know who he was, but because he did his research on these types of people, he blended in. If anything, they thought that he was another wealthy person because of the one suit that he invested into, that honestly he started to rent at first, but he finally got enough money from being paid to come to these events and do these events, that he invested into one suit at first, and then he added two other suits that he would alternate, and then the next thing you know, he's over here scamming these wealthy people. He literally started to steal, I believe, wine bottles from these parties, like one or two wine bottles from each party that he would go to, and he would study the bottle, he would study the cork, he would study the labeling, and he duplicated the aesthetic of this bottle, and he would then go into a process of manufacturing cheap wine, but dressing it up and making it look like the very, very expensive $10,000 a bottle wines. And he would sell millions and millions and millions of dollars of these counterfeit wines to these wealthy people, and they trusted him because his name was known for being at these parties and being one of the people who could literally be blind tested and tell you what the name of the wine was, where it came from, when it was created, and how long has it been sitting. So because he was able to observe his surroundings, because he was able to perfect his craft, he's, successfully in prison. But he did get away with it for a while, and he scammed hundreds of millions, like hundreds of millions of dollars. So, ladies, on a legal note, we don't have to do all of that. But if we really take the time to study wine or art, or even ballet or classical music, or things that you may not necessarily be interested in, then you can really get ahead, and people will really start to be drawn to you. They will start to invite you to these elite exclusive parties because of your knowledge of these things, because you are familiar with things that they can only afford, that they couldn't possibly obtain the knowledge of knowing where these things come from or how these things come about. So definitely look into that layer of class, because baby, going to those parties and being able to say, oh, with your glass of wine, oh, that is let me taste it, and doing all of the things that the girlies do, you can really get ahead. And what we have kind of identified is, just as we are trying to finesse these men, finessing our way into these women, these affluent women circles, are just as important. And so, as we know, some women can get a bit intimidated and catty, but if you have something that they don't have, whether it's knowledge on a niche or something like that, then you're useful. And at that point, they're going to want you around. So that is a layer of classes. Just put you on. So the final layer of class that I will be sharing with you today is travel sophistication. Now, a lot of wealthy people pride themselves in being diverse, learning different languages, traveling abroad, sending their children abroad for a year or 2 years to get to know or become familiar with another culture. And that is very, very, very important in the lifestyle. Traveling, and not only traveling, but experiencing the life of someone that you couldn't possibly have experienced, being someone who works a 9 to 5 that can't really afford to travel outside, of the state, let alone outside of the country, and getting access to resorts, getting access to land, getting access to property, getting access to resources, because you are known within these other territories and other countries, and you have a name for yourself. So there are so many wealthy people that travel to not so popular tourist attractions to become familiar with the way these people live, the land, the resources that come from the land, the language, and the culture. And because of that, when they go back home, they're able to code switch and have an Italian accent, a British accent. They're able to have a Caribbean accent. They're able to, tell you stories of their extravagant getaways and these resorts that are off the map that you wouldn't even know about. So if you are able to travel, please do. If you do not have girlfriends to travel with or family to travel with, or you're still waiting for that vacation, join the Patreon. There are so many women that are taking trips. We are taking trips. We will be outside the rest of 2023 and 2024. We are going international, baby. Okay, we are coming to a country near you. So if you are one of those girls who don't really have girlfriends or family that you can travel with, join the Snob Mob. Baby, join the Patreon, connect with a girl local to you, or connect with a girl not local to you and plan a girls trip, or join us on one of our girls trips. So definitely consider the class layer of traveling. And there are many ways to acquire money, but money can't buy class. And class will take you so much further than money could ever. Now, there are so many different layers of class that you can adopt that can not only prepare you to socially be able to network and converse and vibe with these types of people, but it can also put you at the right place at the right time to find investors and your husband to find you. So ladies, if you are having issues being at the right place at the right time, if you're having issues when it comes to holding conversations, if you're having issues relating to these types of people, definitely consider doing research on all 14 layers of class so you will be able to have an advantage that most girls that claim to want this lifestyle don't have. I love you girls. I really hope this video helped. I will be doing more videos like this. I am super, super excited to share with you girls some things that we've been learning over there in the Patreon. We've been learning, okay? Your girls have been winning. Like, we're the winning team. Like, we're over here winning. So we would love to have you over here with the winners, okay? And we're just kind of giving you a little taste of what's going on. So definitely consider joining our Patreon. We would love to have you. And I hope this video helps you on your journey. I love you girls so much, and you have a great one. See you in the next video. Bye.